Houston, this is Mission Specialist John Weston. Do you copy? Do you copy?
John Weston, 30s, a space engineer, lying on a hospital bed. He wakes up in an alarmed state of mind. Breathless, disoriented, confused. He looks around. Outside his bed is an IV machine. Tubes hooked up to it. An EKG machine is in the corner.
Is anyone here? Hello. Nurse.
Mr. Weston, are you okay?
Where am I?
You're in the hospital, sir. They brought you in last night after
My what? Who brought me in?
the NASA team, or whatever their rescue squad's called.
How long have I been out?
About 8 hours. Are you okay? I think you need more rest. Maybe you should.
No, I need to get out of here. I need to get answers.
Sir, you crash landed back to Earth less than 8 hours ago. You need.
Listen to the medics, spaceman. You need the rest.
The nurse and John look to the door. Howard Ensign, 50S, head of the NASA Space Task Group, enters in. Studies John. John's eyes get anxious.
Howard, what happened? Did you find me or something?
Wait a second, you know who I am.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm John Weston. I'm the space engineer you sent in a space flight up there to identify the malfunctions in the satellite. You really don't remember who I am, do you?
I've never met a John Weston.
You selected me for.
Mr. Anson, I think it's time for him to rest. He's completely worn out.
No, don't touch me. Howard, I need answers here. I don't remember what happened. My ship got off course after the satellite broke apart. Then I blacked out. I don't.
The satellite broke apart. Mr. Weston, the satellite's fine. There's nothing wrong with.
No, it's not. It's not, I swear. I was stuck in the middle while it was falling apart. I had to.
I think you better put him to rest.
Howard, tell me what happened. Tell me what happened.
Ensign walks out. Bewildered. We can hear John scream in the background. The strong-willed, quiet wife of our astronaut sits on the visiting side of a crowded desk, filled with papers and files laying around all over. Across from Ivy sits Howard Ensign. He's a bit different looking now. Clearly, not the befuddled person we just.
Ivy, I don't know what to tell you. It's been 3 years. 3 years since we sent our rescue team up there to repair the satellite and to try and locate John.
We close on Anson. Indeed, this is a different man than the one we just met. Almost as if it's a different version of him. He actually remembers John.
You haven't tried your best, Howard. You and your team.
We looked harder than just harder. I mean, we launched 2 ships out into the deep. 3 guys farther from the planet than you could say. Out there, trying to find him. But he wasn't there. Hell, his ship wasn't there.
He's not dead.
I never.
That's what you're implying. Your radio station still has contact with John's radio on the ship. Why is that?
Anson looks off, fed up of trying to explain. Ivy holds steady, a firm look on her. She's full of belief.
He hasn't contacted back from that radio. Which can only lead me to believe that he didn't make it. I'm sorry. I know, it's hard.
No, you don't. You know, Abby was only 8 years old when John left. She was only a year old. She barely ever recognized her own dad. And now every night before bed she asks me, where's daddy? When's he coming back home? And all I can say is, daddy's up there. He's up there fixing the machine. So that we can watch TV and fly in planes and. You know, she's 3 years old now. She can only remember her dad through the pictures. She still hasn't really met him because the people that were supposed to find him gave up on him.
We never gave up. We kept looking. We still have a connection on that radio. But nothing's came through. Not in the last 3 years.
What's Dr. Wang been up to?
You can ask him yourself, if you want.
John sits up on the bed. The nurse beside him, and on the other side of the bed, there are two NASA investigators. Holding clipboards, filling out a sheet as they both look at him, hungry for answers.
I don't remember anything after the crash.
Mr. Weston, we're trying to find out why the satellite crashed.
Look, I don't fully know why. Okay, some malfunction, something went wrong. Some part must have been latched on wrong. The only thing I know is that it just fell apart and I had to get out of there. Then, anyway, why does the satellite matter more than me? You are trying to find out how I came back here. I was headed away from Earth when I was.
We're trying to figure out what happened to the satellite because it never broke. If it did, we would know about it. Nothing's wrong with the satellite, Mr. Weston. All our connections with it are all normal. No malfunction. No problems.
Or the more important thing is, who the hell are you? Because I've never met you. And I sure as hell never recruited you for a spaceflight to fix the satellite. 'Cause like they said, the satellite's doing just fine.
You think I'm lying? What, have you lost your memory too, Howard? Are you playing with me? Or do you really think I just landed here back on Earth randomly?
I personally think you are an alien, son. None of what you're saying is making any sense to me. Because your whole story doesn't look like it's ever happened.
John, sitting on the hospital bed, closes his eyes, lets out a breath, then suddenly, flash, 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 we get sudden flares of the satellite breakage. John, in his astronaut attire, spiraling away, reaching his ship. Back on John, he opens his eyes, sees the investigators and Anson leaving the room.
I think Dr. Wang would want to see a report of this.
Dr. Wang? You mean, Dr. Tai Wang?
Great, you know him too.
He was involved in my mission. He's the one who instructed me. Then, I wanna talk to him.
You can't leave the hospital. The doctor hasn't.
To hell with him. I'm not sitting here without any answers. I need to find out what the hell happened. Howard, please. I wanna talk to Dr. Wang.
Ivy is led by Anson into Wang's office. They head in. Up on the walls are screens, monitoring live footage from the NASA satellites. On his computer, clacking away at the keyboard, we find Dr. Tai Wang, 40s, the Oriental, tall research specialist and monitor for the Houston station.
Hey Wang, got her a second?
I thought I told you to stay out of my lab, Anson.
Tai, it's me, Ivy. I'm here about John.
Hello, Ivy.
Wang, how far along are you on finding John?
If you're looking for progress, then you're not going to find anything, Ivy. We're still with this where we were 3 years ago when John went MIA.
Wang slides the photos over to Anson and Ivy. Ivy takes a look at them. They're pictures of broken metals from the satellite, and debris spread out all over the area.
We sent 3 men farther to go look for John's ship after the satellite was repaired, hoping he left some trail, but nothing showed up.
Do you think he's still out there? Maybe he's on his ship, lost in the depths, but do you even have a doubt? I mean, his radio is still connected. The station can still read it. Can't you track it?
We don't put trackers on our radios. Astronauts are responsible for providing us their location. Hence the radio help for them to reach out to us.
Our radios can run for 10 years wherever they're in space. Humans cannot. In cases like these, a human could survive only a few days in space with the oxygen supply. But not 3 years.
Wang, you're giving me nothing here.
Nothing is unfortunately all I have. I'm sorry, Ivy, but it's highly likely that John is no more. I know it can be hard, but...
Don't. Just don't.
Ivy gets up. Heads out. This version of the room is much more messy looking. Papers everywhere. Lab reports lying around. All the monitor screens are turned off. And yet, it's the same room we just saw. John studies the place while entering, not fully recognizing it. He is being let in by Anson. Anson approaches a man. He's got slightly longer hair. We cut on his face to see. It's Dr. Tai Wang. Almost the same as we last saw him. He's vigorously scribbling notes in a notebook while glancing back and forth from his computer screen.
Hi, got someone that wants to meet you.
I'm on a break, Anson. No time for.
Tai Wang, do you hear me?
I hear the sound of a stranger.
Wang turns. Faces John. He simply looks at him, taking him for a newcomer. No second glance, no double takes.
You don't know me either, do you?
Should I?
Dr. Wang, you and I were working on the mission for the satellite repair while we were developing the operation. Pre-mission, remember?
I'm sorry, what? Satellite repair. Is the satellite misbehaving?
No, this man here, John Weston, knows everything about us here. And claims he works here at NASA, and that we sent him on a mission too.
I'm not making any of this up. Alright, my name is John Weston. I do work for NASA. And I did go on a mission that you sent me on.
Know what to make of any of this, Wang?
You were on a mission in outer space, Mr. Weston.
That's right.
NASA hasn't sent any astronauts up in space since 2011. So, that would be last July.
STS-35. That was it.
Hang on there. Last July. No, my mission was launched in 2014. October of 2014.
Oh, I see. So you're a time traveler now.
No, I'm serious. Did you check my ship at all when you collected it? The technology, it's all updated by now. I mean, by 2014.
Your ship burned.
Anson looks off. This is a joke. But Wang now leans in, interested in what John has to say.
2014, you say?
Yeah, I was recruited for the mission in March of 2014. It was an urgency. I trained for 3 months, helped develop the operation, and then I went up.
Bullcrap.
Dr. Wang, you would know what I'm trying to get at here. You've done extensive research on quantum physics and time dimensions, right?
I do that for fun. But what you have, Mr. Weston, is an intriguing case.
Oh, you can't be serious, Wang.
Am I in the past?
Dr. Wang pulls out his research packets, starts reading through them. Then, we cut on Dash Wang, talking Anson and John through the specifics as he shows them pictures and draws them diagrams.
I don't necessarily think you're in the past, Mr. Weston. My theory, based on what you're telling us, is that you've merely ended up in an alternate dimension.
Merely?
It's highly unlikely that is what would happen in the most normal of situations, but your story, escaping the satellite crash, and then being pulled off course. You may have been in close proximity to a wormhole.
Wormholes only lead to other galaxies, not dimensions.
Not necessarily, not always. They can be the bridge to other worlds. Perhaps they may hold the doors to even more worlds, or what we call the multiverse.
John, Anson, and Wang are looking at his computer screen. An image of a wormhole is being shown.
So I fell into a portal.
You flew through one, and by the miracle of God, you survived it.
Alright, this has piqued my interest somewhat. Technically, you are from the future.
Not really, no. He's crossed over, where he's already been on that mission, to repair the satellite. Look at it as another reality, if you want.
Then why does this world seem so familiar to me? You, Howard, the hospitals, plot and the streets. Everything. It's all the same.
Because you're in a parallel dimension. A dimension that's alternate, but still the same as yours. Parallel dimension, or a parallel universe, is a hypothetical self-contained separate reality coexisting with one's own.
Not hypothetical anymore.
Things may seem the same. But really, they're just a different version of what we say them as in our own worlds, respectively.
Hold on. So there's more than one me out there.
Yeah, and you're just like him. Just a little less accomplished than the Howard I know. What about the time zones? If the dimensions are coexisting, how is it still 2011 here?
Time works differently in every dimension, Mr. Weston. When you go through a wormhole from your world into another, time is sure to change. It either moves faster or slower. Here, it moves slower. What you're experiencing is time dilation, where time slows down.
I'm not getting it.
Take this basic example. I am getting ready to throw a football across a field in this world. But in another world where time is faster, I've already thrown that football. And in a world that runs slower in time, I haven't even thought of throwing that football. time ultimately varies among dimensions.
So we're not even close to another spaceflight. That's 3 years away.
No, but you will. Eventually, you'll follow in the same footsteps as my world did. Right. Isn't that how this works?
Precisely. Every dimension ends up doing the same thing as the other because they are all coexisting. But they all run on time differently. So perhaps there could be a world out there in which you've made it back to Earth safely, Mr. Weston.
So what did I do by coming here? Disrupt time.
Think of yourself as a constant. You crossed the barriers of time and space. You are a little older than yourself in this world, that much is certain. But you must avoid seeing yourself, Mr. Weston. If you do, serious repercussions could occur, starting with incongruity within the time zones.
So what now? I mean, I need to get back there. I have a wife and a daughter back there. And here, we haven't even had a daughter. Not in 2011.
There's a wormhole close on its own, Wang.
It's hard to say, without actually being close to one.
Thank you, doctor. I'll try and get out of here as fast as I can.
You should provide him with a ship.
Ivy takes a lonely walk down the hall. In a state of concavity. Ready to give up. Ivy walks down, way close on her. A woman who's devoted all this time trying to find her husband, and now she's almost ready to believe that he doesn't exist anymore. Anson and John. Walking down the same hall.
What remains of my ship? The cruiser.
Whole thing's crashed. All burned to shit. I had the workers collect whatever didn't burn. But otherwise, we threw out all the scrap metal.
I need to contact NASA, Howard. The NASA in my world. I've got to use your connections. Can I do that?
Use whatever you need, but I don't think there's a way to talk across worlds. I mean, wait, hold on a second. Your walkie, your radio, it never burned. I remember they brought it in.
Where is it? Does it still work?
Might be in working condition. There's no harm in trying.
John walks in. Opens a locker. Inside, he finds his astronaut helmet. He holds it in his hands. Looks into it. Then, he puts it aside on the table. Next, he finds his astronaut gloves. He slips one of them on. Then, puts both of them aside. And now, John finds a shaving kit. He takes it. Smiles at it. Unzips it open. Finds a razor. A toothbrush? Some mouthwash? Then, he pulls out a small photo of him and his daughter Abby as a baby. He starts to tear her up, but then he drops the picture back in the bag. Next, he finds the radio. John, sitting at a table, the radio held up to his ear. He turns it on. Turns the volume up a bit. A beat. He listens closely, hearing muffled voices. Until...
Hey John. Just checking in on you. It's been a few days since we talked. I figured you would be done by now, but... Satellite must be really messed up, huh? Well, anyway. Hope you're doing okay. Getting lots of exercise, I hope. You know what being in that zero gravity can do to you. Well. Take care. Bye. Hey. I just called to say that I miss you. And that Abby misses you too. She asks me every night where you are. And I just tell her to look at the sky. I took her to the facility the other day. She seemed to have fun. Well, I just wanted to. Hey. I heard what happened. The station's in a frenzy right now. All of them are worried about the satellite. God, I hope you're okay, John. They lost contact with your ship. And I know you can't reply, but I really do hope you didn't get hurt. I just wish you had made it back down here before that thing snapped. Hey, it's me again. I know you probably have no time to talk to me. You must be busy, trying to get back home. But I miss you. I'm getting lonely down here. They say that they were sending a rescue team up there to come get you. And to repair the satellite, of course. So don't panic. Just keep drinking water, keep eating. Just hang tight. Bye. Hi John. Your father died last week. We buried him in the same cemetery we did your mom. I saw your cousin Miranda at the funeral. Been years since I last saw her. She said she's down in Albuquerque, doing some kind of plant research. Abby started daycare. She's about 2 months in. They stopped your investigation. Everyone thinks you're dead, honey. They said I should start mourning you too. I don't know where you are exactly, John. But if I don't believe that you're alive, then I don't know how I'll live. So I'm just waiting. Biding my time. Waiting for you to come back. And I'll wait for as long as I need to. Till Abby grows up. Till her graduation. Her 21st. Her wedding. Hell, I'll wait even beyond all that. Come back home, John. Please. Our daughter needs you. Oh, speaking of, our little 2-year-old wants to say something to you. Hang on a second, okay?
Hey, Daddy!
Hi, sweetie.
He stops, realizing he's talking to no one.
Say, I love you, Daddy.
I love you, Daddy!
John breaks down, starts to weep away at the mere joy of hearing his daughter's voice. Abby's voice fades. Ivy comes back on the line.
That was her. That's our Abby. She's growing up fast. She just wants to meet you. You're not listening to this. I know that. All of these messages are just out there, drifting in the darkness. But I'm just full of hope, you know. They are saying that I should just give up now. I mean, that's what everyone's done. They're all saying that you're gone forever, and you're not coming back. But I just hope that wherever you are, you're okay, and that you're alive. Okay. Bye.
The last message cuts off. John slams the radio down, buries his head in his hands. Everything he's missed out on hits him. Anson holds up a picture. Him and John. Sitting on the other end of the desk is Ivy, lost in her thoughts.
He was a good man, Ivy. Hard worker. That's what he should be remembered by. That's how Abby should remember him.
He's not dead, Howard. He's just lost.
Ivy.
I haven't seen a body. Until then, I'll believe what I wanna.
John. He flips on the radio again. It buzzes for a second. Then, he pushes a button on it. Holds it up to his mouth. Talks into it.
Hello, Houston. Do your copy. Houston, there's John Weston. Mission number 3519. I was aboard the cruiser. Houston, this is John Weston, astronaut and space engineer sent up in spaceflight in the cruiser. Do you read me?
The workers exchange looks. Then, they both rush to the radio monitors. Pick up a mic and a headset.
Hello, Mr. Weston. This is the Houston radio station. We read you. Are you okay? Do you copy?
John floods with relief, hearing the NASA worker's voice.
Yeah, this is John Weston. I copy. I can hear you fine.
Are you okay, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm at another NASA station. In another world. Parallel world. That's what they're telling me.
Anson gets a page on his phone. He answers.
This is Anson. What? When? No. Keep him on the line. I'm on my way.
What?
You're never gonna believe it. Come with me.
Anson and Ivy come bursting in the door. The NASA workers are on the line with John, trying to dissect his story.
Okay, so you went through a black hole and survived. That's what you're.
It's not a lie, I swear. I'm alive. Completely fine. But I'm just in another dimension. They're about 3 years behind us. They haven't launched my mission. Not yet.
Anson grabs the headset and the mic. Ivy flushes over with relief, hearing John's voice.
John, this is Anson. Do you copy?
I'm here, Howard.
What the hell's going on? Where are you exactly?
You're gonna find this hard to believe, but I never died in the satellite crash. My ship got off course cause I was close to a black hole. I went through one. Woke up here. In another world.
Exactly like ours.
I'm calling from a NASA station evidence room. Just like ours. They're a bit behind, but it's cause they haven't gotten to where we are. Not yet. Hey, Howard. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to ring Ivy up. Tell her what's going on and then get her to phone me on.
Ivy hears her name. She quickly rushes over, grabs the mic and the headset, talks into the receiver.
John, I'm here. It's Ivy, I'm here, babe. Talk to me. What?
Hey honey, it's me.
Where were you?
I'm in another world, sweetheart. But I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'm alive.
Nobody believed me. They all thought you were dead. But I knew you weren't.
I knew you wouldn't give up on me. But hey, I'm fine. I'm fine and I'm coming back. Things are slower here, but I'm gonna find a way. I'm going to find a way. And I'm coming back home. To you and Abby. Ivy, do you hear me, sweetie?
I'm just glad you're okay. I've waited so long for this.
You don't have to wait much longer now. I'm coming home. Alright.
Okay, I love you.
I love you too. I need to say a quick word to Anson. Can you pass it to him?
Yes, John, it's me.
Howard, listen, I don't know how long I'm going to be. But make sure you take care of my family until I get back. Alright. And have a few rangers there when I come through.
We'll be waiting for you, John.
Then, the line goes dead. Anson puts the mic down, turns to Ivy who looks at him.
I told you so.
You were right, Ivy. Sorry I doubted you. In fact, we're all sorry.
Ivy gets in her car, sits for a beat. Then her eyes start streaming with tears. She cries, laughs darkly, in sheer joy. Everything she had hoped for just happened. John is standing at a bridge, in a secluded area. He looks off to a stream that is flowing below. Then, Anson steps on. John freezes for a beat.
I'm sorry I doubted you, John.
That's okay, Howard. Besides, you haven't met me. At least not the me in this world.
Researchers in our facility are in a frenzy. You changed all their perspectives.
I didn't mean to. I'm just an astronaut who was in the wrong place at the wrong time and landed in a strange place at the right time. I'm not staying, Howard. I've gotta get back. You know that.
You're going back up there, aren't you? To search for that hole.
And I'm going to need your facility's help.
Right, yeah.
Oh, and do me a favor. About a year from now, your satellite's gonna start to misbehave. And you're going to have to send an engineer up there. Don't send him on that mission. My family's already suffered without me in my world. His family needs him here. He's going to have a daughter. He's going to be happy. Don't ruin that for him. Don't let him go up there. Can you do that much for me?
I can do that.
John nods to Anson, leaves him on the bridge.
Come on, gotta get up for school tomorrow.
Mommy, where's Daddy?
He's out there somewhere, honey. Alone in a world just like ours. Maybe right now, he's probably looking for a way back. For a way to come home. Or he's just thinking about us.
From afar, we find John from our world, hiding behind a tree. Looking through the window of the house. Taking in his life in this world. Abby is sound asleep. Ivy turns the lamp off. Leaves the room. And steps out of the house. Walks to the edge of the deck. Looks to the stars. John. He steps out on the edge of the hilltop. Looking out at the sun setting.
Just close your eyes, he'll be home soon.
Off John, a solitary figure, in another world. We